whole lot of YouTube, a whole lot of sleeping. May have glanced at an article saying something about diabetes and sleeping. Just gonna read that quickly. Well, a quick flick through says that it's a lack of sleep when you have diabetes. I'm sleeping way too much, so I know it doesn't directly reflect that, but I guess I'm just a little bit concerned, considering my grandfather on my mother's side had diabetes, so that's something to consider. Finished chapter 1, rule 1 of Jordan Peterson's book. Bookmarked on rule 2 now, which is treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Rule 1 being stand up with your shoulders back, or something similar to that. Let me read the exact quote. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. I think I was gonna change something here as well on my weekly schedule. No gym today. Woke up, slept, had some kind of breakfast, and slept again until 5 p.m. I don't want to say the D word. I don't think it was D. I think it was just trying to figure out something in my mind. That's why I took that kind of period. Yeah, so I have already changed that to reflect. So if there is work, then I work until 3. Then I go to Vauxhall. You can find something that's sustainable, really. Just for this week and next week, helping out the restaurant until people come back from their mini breaks in Europe or whatever, wherever it is they're going. And then just reminded to myself to not have a haircut until Friday 18th, and possibly even longer than that. So let's have a crack at this. So I'm just checking out the best Hainanese chicken rice restaurants near the library where I would be studying. Okay. Everything's so far away. Oh, Euston. That sounds good. So the library's near Russell Square. Euston Square, Russell Square. Same thing. Can I go to menu? It's not in Paddington though, is it? Shoot. I haven't played video games for this entire week. So I guess that kind of drifts by the wayside, as in, doesn't feel like a necessary thing to do. Still haven't received my books or my facial scrubber. And then today, a message from my manager to say, can I work another day next week? Excuse me, can I work another day next week? Because someone is busy. So I said yes to that. That's another opportunity to go to the library, I guess. This Yelp thing is old. Alright, let's get back to today. So, finishing off Red Letter Media. Check out episode 1 of Exploring China with Qin Yi Huang and Ken Hom. Good to see China. Like, China is a stupendously vast area, and just to glean the development, because the series is quite old, it's like 2012, but to just see the food and the fusion that goes on and the innovation has faith. It gives me faith in humanity. That's what I'm trying to say. So working 3 days in a row tomorrow. The plan is to do my golden hours beforehand. I think after Christmas 2 days ago, doing chest and tries on that old thing, kind of went into my head and let my feelings control my actions, which is incorrect. So that's just something to document, that if you're ever stuck somewhere and you feel your feelings and your thoughts are controlling your actions, is to just take the first step of your action. And I found some motivational videos on YouTube. I think I sums them up, so let's go through them. There's this guy who was training just with calisthenics for 3 years, and he was skinnier than me, and he's now more built than me. That was pretty entertaining. And then another video of Kobe speaking fluent Italian and Spanish. It's like a motivation thing. And then another video regarding language, where this girl, she's speaking Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, and she's saying how she started with Korean, and then Japanese grammar is similar, and then the Chinese, because of the terms of grammar points, it's not really necessary to understand the language, but it's just to get used to the tones. Which is pretty much what I discovered as well. Triple Frontier looks good, but it's like something I've seen before. It looks like a Netflix version of Zero Dark 30. I know that sounds horrible, but I've seen it before, you know. And then this noodle guy, I've seen that video before. I saw some gym videos. I'm figuring YouTube is getting to be an addiction right now. I mean, none of the videos that I've watched in my this break, is like necessary. Like, it's given me like some kind of insight, like, you know, this one. 외국인이 한국어 말한다. Little black girl speaking Korean to taxi driver. 5 anime similar to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or JoJo no Kimio na Boken. I want to say that's the right way. Kimio na Boken. And then Red Letter Media. Really weird movie called Miracle Workers, where Steve Buscemi plays God. Hang Chul-soon, Korean bodybuilder. Some advice which I kind of knew already, like, you know, work from a book, be immersive, passive learning, active learning, regarding how to pass, or how this person studied JLPT N5 to N1. And I'm really enjoying these actors on actors from Variety. Really gives you an insight on how preparation is everything, but on the day you just throw it all away. And that's something that I believe I did that for the most part in my previous showcase. Just something to be aware of in the next showcase, should there be a showcase. So I want to make some predictions. So the classes I am going to have are text. Everyone's gonna be okay with text. Commedia dell'arte. That's gonna be like clowning. And because it's a taster, because it's only 3 lessons, I'm not expecting much. Audition techniques. That's gonna be the same as what I experienced after the showcase. The couple lessons after that, just it didn't matter basically about those lessons. Like, it was just a filler lesson. So I'll be open to what happens during the class, but having X amount of audition experience, I kind of feel I know what's going on. I know what to prepare. I know how to prepare, but I'll be open to anything new that is brought to the table. In the second half, Meisner. Now, my prediction is people are going to get pissed off at Meisner, and we may even get some complaints about Meisner regarding some class members. And I haven't even met these class members yet, so this might be quite pessimistic of me to say, just that's what I predict. And then classics, again, with a different teacher. I want to say with the audition techniques, why I feel that way is because I experienced these lessons, quote unquote lessons, from the same teacher that I'm going to get again this term. So that's how I am regarding that. And I predict one of these is going to get changed during term. One of these lessons is going to get changed during term. Before we start the lesson, that is. It's going to get swapped out to something else. So that's how I feel regarding this. I think right now I'm in the position of like thinking what needs to be done, but I'm so consumed by that I'm not actually executing anything. So just now, like I said, I read the first chapter of Jordan Peterson. It took me a while to get up to that, and the first chapter is only 15 pages, but I timed it and it took me over 50 minutes to read that. And that was with a reading track, like a classical reading track going on in the background, and I definitely not totally engaged. I was semi-engaged, but in a good way, because some of the sentences made me think back to my experiences, emotional memory, made me think back to certain things. I knew that each chapter would be addressing the title of the chapter in such a way that all the examples would kind of lead back into the chapter title, lead back, and then the last few paragraphs would be a summary of the chapter. So that's how I'm reading these days. And then while reading those, I understood that certain things kind of became similar to my understanding of how I was, my position in life. And then I thought back to one time where two occasions where I was drinking water. Well, there's a table in school, and there's a communal jug of water, and I asked someone if I could have some water, but they were being a dick about it, and they tried to just drink all the water in this full jug, which is at least 8 cups of water. So what I know they were doing is they were going to drink all the water and then just give me an empty jug, because that's quite funny. And then another time, some random seniors came up to me and were talking to me about something. Don't even remember what it was. But then later on, probably the next period or so, I discovered an apple core in my blazer pocket, and I put 2 and 2 together and realized that it was one of them that put the apple core in my pocket. But with these experiences, though in the moment they felt quite horrible, it kind of led me to really observe people. So that's the thankful part of me for having these experiences, of just knowing that if I didn't have these experiences, then I wouldn't be observing people in this particular way. And then another time, it reminded me of when at work, a work colleague asked me to look at something for him, but it was very disrespectful to me because I was looking at his monitor, and then as I was leaving, he trapped my legs with his legs like a clamp, and then made me trip over. Part of me wanted to, because he was wearing glasses, part of me wanted to take his glasses and screw them up and throw them on the floor. or throw it in his face or whatever it may be. But another part of me was like, if I do that, then I'm just going to go down to his level. So these little experiences help me realize that these people aren't on my level of thinking, and that it's not higher or lower, it's just a different level of thinking. And with this different level of thinking, I'm able to hold back and see the bigger picture. That's how I interpret that. And this all happened while I was reading Jordan Peterson's First Rule of stand up with your shoulders back. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. So that is today. And onwards and upwards to tomorrow. Peace.